We're doing something a little different in this video, joining an ATV ride event, raising food for a food bank. Come join us as we explore the Fundy Coast in a new way. Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, June 20th. We are going on a bit of a different adventure today down to the coast. We're taking our side-by-side machine along with a group of individuals from the Sussex Valley ATV Club to the Fundy Coast, and we're going to stop at the caves in St. Martin's, have some lunch, come back. It's all for a good cause. This is for a fundraiser for the Salvation Army Food Bank in Sussex, so we're here to support that cause. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy this different adventure with us.
Can I have all the riders here, please? 120 clicks. Okay, let's get on our bikes and let's get out of here.
Okay. Now for the important part of putting on the helmets. Eric's getting his on. Thank you, dear.
This is the top of the Shepody now. This road goes pretty straight through. We are, folks, on Trail 18. This we're heading from middle of the woods down St. Martin's to the caves.
It's a covered bridge without cover.
Yeah.
Brook. I don't remember going across that one before.
What's that?
Did we cross that one before?
No, this is this end of 18. It's the first time we've been on it.
Okay. It's another way to experience this beautiful forest. Last summer was a really dry summer and a lot of forest fire bans, so we couldn't come out for a lot this summer. They restricted the woods. So the hazards of drinking coffee in side by side. I now have a coffee stain on my baby blue hoodie. This is the kind you lift your feet up for, just in case. Is this already a break? This was indeed the first break of the day, and it was at an interesting crossroads of trails where you get to see the signs that are used through these backwoods roads and trails that help the drivers know where they're going. The other interesting thing that we saw at this stop was this entire area had been clear cut a few years back when we went in, and they're out planting white spruce trees, and they had them all lined up there ready for planting, and it was great to see them rejuvenating this forest. Oh, looks like we're having another stop.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous, eh?
Mm.
I haven't been to this one yet.
No.
Some nice rocks.
That is beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah.
What river is this?
Falls Brook, it says.
Falls Brook.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look on this side too. This is why we come on these runs. Discover new spots. After a few pictures, we were off again, driving over Falls Brook Bridge and heading towards Saddleback Cemetery. Our next stop was adjacent to a little hillside cemetery along ATV Route 18. You can really feel how old this place is. This is Saddleback Catholic Cemetery, used from the mid-1800s into the early 1900s by Irish Catholic families who settled Markhamville. There are about 93 known memorials, though many earlier burials were never marked. Some stones trace back to families from Tipperary and Donegal, and a few iron crosses with missing nameplates hint at stories long forgotten. After this brief stop, we headed back on the trail. It was about another 18 kilometers to go to St. Martin's, and we were starting to feel ready for lunch. As we descended the hill towards the St. Martin's Sea Caves, we were glad to see that bit of blue sky peeking through. Crossing the street and entering the busy parking lot area outside the restaurant, we were grateful to have a side-by-side rather than a larger vehicle like some of the motor coaches, RVs, or even cars that were filling the parking lot. We grabbed a spot right below the world famous chowder sign and had a chuckle about that. After a quick look at the beach, we headed inside to order our lunch. Okay, we are having some chowder.
I'm having chowder too, but I'm having a cup of chowder. She's having a bowl.
Because I am hungry. I'm feeling hungry. I'll taste it. That's good.
St. Edward's at the Sea Breeze.
You like it better at the Sea Breeze?
Yeah.
We'll have to try the Sea Breeze when we're there in a few weeks. I got some nice pieces of lobster in there, look. Looks like a homemade tea biscuit. I'm so glad I took video before I went in to eat my chowder, because now it's pouring buckets out here. Everybody's scrambled for inside. The water still looks beautiful though. Little mist out there. There, that rain abated a bit. We're able to walk to the car without being deluged. Cleaned the windshield for me, so hopefully that means we'll have some good viewing. We're gonna go back, I understand, going down through the main street.
You're gonna be glad you got those big fluffy curls.
That's right.
You left your helmet upside down, filled full of water.
Oh no. It was inside. How could I do that?
Because of rain.
Here we go. Yep. We cruised along the shoreline towards St. Martin's Harbour, passing lupins that were fully in bloom along the way. As we approached the harbour, the fishing boats were sitting on the ocean floor with the tide being low, and we headed into the double-wide covered bridge, seeing the lighthouse on the other side where the tourist information centre and washrooms are. And then as we pass through, you can see the historic covered bridge in the distance we walked through in our earlier video. Coming through this part of the village, you have some shops and services, a coffee shop, an ice cream shop, a kayaking outfitters that take off right from the harbour here. All activities meant to enjoy the beautiful Bay of Fundy in this location. A little further up Main Street, you see the Quaco Museum for history of this area, and you see a lot of the colonial style homes and some Victorian, Grand Victorian homes as well. Hutch's General Merchants is located here. They have a great butcher in that spot. And on the left, as we pass this location, there are a couple of campgrounds, one located right here. It's a win-win situation that the village has opened up to ATV riders who can make use of these restaurants and businesses as they enjoy and explore the recreation trails around. Before we knew it, we were heading on a new-to-us trail via this side street, which quickly turned into wilderness just after we passed the dome accommodations on the right. Looks like we're back into the wilderness again that quick, heading up this hill.
New trail.
Yeah, I've never been on this one. There's a campground in that general vicinity that Eric and I like, and it has some cabins as well you can rent. We're just wondering if this old road has some kind of an access point, because I know people who ATV actually stay there, so I'm wondering if it connects. I'm lucky because there's twigs and branches along here. Part of the reason that the forest floor here gets that mossy growth on it is because this forest is almost rainforest-like. It's not as much a rainforest as British Columbia style forest, but it still is wet here a lot, so that tends to create those conditions. We got spoiled by the trails where they trimmed the trees down. So these trails go on a combination of public and private lands. Landowners allow the ATVs to go on the trails or the old roads on their land. I would say this probably is one of those cases, I'm guessing, considering that nobody's cleared the trees in order to make them a little less aggressive.
What a nice trail.
And I love the trees.
Technical, Bill.
We're all slowing down for the rocks. Let's see if you don't scrape here. Old bridge kind of sitting back there, no longer used.
Good. 4-wheel drive.
Eric is happy. He likes this kind of trail. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
There. You okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Leave it down. You can have it here. Mike in. They got to go around rocks. Right?
So back there in the woods, I got whacked with a branch right across here. I don't know if you can see the redness, but it's a good whack.
Are you recording?
I am.
Hey, folks, the sun just come out.
It's an all-weather kind of day. Eric's the squeegee man. Squeegee man, squeegee man. What do you think about the run so far today?
Good. Rough spots.
There were a few rough spots. It was kind of wet in places.
My legs feel like jelly, all the bumps.
Yeah. And I did get a branch to the face. So.
Paul got a branch to the face. Second time.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
I told her not to stick her head out the window.
The branch intruded into my space, not the other way around.
Our last stop of the day was St. Paul's Anglican Church in Londonderry, New Brunswick, on the old Shepody Road. Irish settlers cleared this community from the woods in the late 1800s, building farms, roads, and a place to worship, leaving deep roots still felt today.
Can you see anything, Eric?
Yeah, a guy looking in the window on the other side.
That's what I say. Yeah. Oh, yes. Very neat. Yeah, so this church is very old. I'll get the stats. But it has this graveyard going all the way back here. It's called the Londonderry Church. They even have an outhouse. My feet are getting wet from this grass and the recent rain. There must have been a huge settlement here at one point in time. You'll see inside. Kept in its original state. She said they do weddings in here too. There's candlelight. And this lists all the original settlers for this church. St. Paul's Anglican Church, the first settlers. Put a photograph in so you can see their names.
The original settlers in this area were 35 Irish families, numbering about 133 souls. Before long, we were all back in the ATVs and headed past the Ranger Camp, which is now the Sussex Valley ATV Club house, and we headed back to the clubhouse parking nearby.
Okay, everybody, that was our day. We are again battling black flies, which is the season. We had a great day out there, saw some sights and had some food.
Bounced around.
Bounced around a lot. I got a branch in the face, as you probably have already seen. We didn't win any prizes, but they did raise a bunch of food for the food bank, and they noted that 350 families a week use that food bank. So a good cause to support, and we were glad to come out and enjoy the day for that. Have a great one.
Have a good day, everyone.